Hi guys, it's SkintBoot here, and today what I'm going to be bringing you guys is 5 essential things to know for being a Rocket League beginner. Now, I would 100% say that Rocket League as a game has one of the biggest skill gaps, biggest learning curves I've ever seen in a game, to be honest with you. And the game itself is very, very simple to play, but it's super hard to master. That's what a lot of people say about it. So I thought I'd just share with you 5 bits of advice I have picked up just from playing Rocket League. I have over 150 hours on the game. So the first bit of advice is probably the most simple, yet one of the most essential things to know when playing Rocket League. And that is a little something called ball cam. Now, when I started playing Rocket League, I found it super difficult to try and find out where the ball was. This is before I knew what ball cam was, so I always played with it off. So I would see the ball in the air, but I couldn't exactly see where it would land. I don't know if I was going to hit it at all, and I found that to be really, really difficult until I found out that pressing Y on the Xbox controller will lock your camera onto the ball, so you can still drive around, you can still look around, but your focus is on the ball, and this makes things so much easier. I say this because when I watched a YouTube video a few probably months ago, I'd say now, of someone playing Rocket League for the first time, they didn't even have ball cam enabled, and they were complaining about how hard it was, and everyone in the comments was like, just press Y and you'll have ball cam, it'll be so much easier. And they are telling the truth. Of course, you do have to occasionally turn it off when you want to like get your bearings, collect boost or something, but just for playing a match, for trying to score, trying to do saves, especially with aerials, ball cam is very, very important. So my next point is regarding the cars in Rocket League, and more specifically to do with them, the differences between body models. So in Rocket League, you have quite a vast selection really of bodies for your car, basically, that make it look different. You can have like a van, you can have like a really sort of slim sports car, you can even have like the Batmobile and, you know, other things like that. But what people commonly think is true is not true, and that's the size of the car, the way it's shaped, what have you, all affects how it performs, how fast it goes, things like that. So first and foremost, the only thing that is really affected by picking a different car is slight changes in hitboxes. They might be larger, they might be smaller, and turn radiuses, how quickly you essentially turn. Now that is it. There's no speed difference, there's no hitting difference, there's no car that's easy for aerials. Everything else is kept completely the same. That pedo van will not go quicker than a supercar, or it won't go slower than a supercar. It will essentially just stay at the same speed. The hitboxes may be different and the turn radius may be different, but in terms of pure performance, there is no difference. I think it's just a common misconception that people have, and to be fair, I don't actually blame them, because usually when a car looks different, it performs different. However, in Rocket League's case, that just simply doesn't exist. Next thing which I want to talk about is actually to do with your FOV and your camera settings. Now, I play Rocket League on the PC, I use an Xbox controller. However, I am aware that I think you can do this on consoles. It may only be for PC. I'll have to confirm that on screen. But you can change your FOV, so your field of view. You can change how far out the camera is from your car, how close in it is. You can change all of that stuff. And most importantly, you can change the camera setting. Because the game is obviously third person, you can change the height of the camera, how far it's in, if you want it slightly centered to the right, if you're like right-handed or left-handed, something like that. But my point being is that the default settings are horrible. I'd include a bit of gameplay, me playing with default settings, and the FOV is so low you can barely see anything. I'll put my own camera settings in the description. I always use max FOV as well. But if you put these in, these are like the ones which kind of all the professional players use. You will see a massive difference in just how aware you are of the match. You can see the ball in more places. You have a better idea of what's happening rather than just being literally zoomed in on the license plate at the back, and that's all you can see. Second last thing is also to do with cars, but it's to do with hats and antennas. So similar to the other point about cars not affecting performance, hats and antennas have no impact on the hitboxes of the car whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to spend too long on this because it's pretty self-explanatory. However, picking the fattest hat or the tallest antenna is not going to help you hit the ball. If you put a massive fez on, it's not going to give you an extra 5 inches of hitbox which you can use to hit the ball. It doesn't work like that. So antenna essentially just for looks. There's no kind of practical advantage. It's literally, if it looks cool, you put it on. And the last thing which I want to talk about is actually a control. So if you hold down X on an Xbox controller and continue to accelerate, you'll actually do a cute little power slide. Now this sounds like super basic knowledge, and to be fair it is. However, I didn't even realize this until a month or so ago, and as I said, I have over 150 hours on the game. But there you go guys, that is 5 essential things to know for a beginner player in Rocket League. I do hope you enjoyed. Please do feel free to leave a like on the video. If you could be kind enough to subscribe as well to this channel, that would be absolutely brilliant. Even follow us on Twitter if you want. Links will be in the description down below. And I will see you guys on my next video. This is SkintBoot, signing out.